I think with things like this, like events like this, the goal is to always walk away with 2 or 3 things that you could take back and implement, right?
Yeah.
Even at all the conferences I go to, that's what I try. I always try to find that 1 or 2, 3 things at most, right? That I can go back and implement in my own practice or business.
Hello and welcome to Pathways E3, a special edition of Pathways with Amberstitt. The Pathways E3 podcasts were recorded with special guests who were attending and collaborating at the NAIFA E3 conference in Newport Beach, California in September 2025. Let's join the conversation. I'm with Jason. We are live at NAIFA E3. Welcome to the podcast, Jason.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So I'm so excited to talk about the origin story that comes along with the E3, just the idea behind it. Can you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I want to say it was right before COVID. The team put together the whole E3 brand, right? So we put that together. It was a mixture of a handful of us that were on that committee. And, that's where we kind of came up with those key words there, the empower, engage, explore, right? And that's kind of the whole E3. And then COVID hit and we didn't have an E3. So we had this brand and all these ideas, right? And so, once things started getting back to normal, we introduced it back 2 years ago. So
because this is the second year?
This is third year, technically. Yeah. Okay. So we finally were able to put one on in San Diego. That was kind of the start of it. And then it's just kind of evolved and gotten a little bit bigger. And then this year, really wanted to just kind of change it up a little bit more, right? So we hired a company who will be here. They're one of our sponsors, Stone and Echo.
Okay.
And they completely did a full rebrand from colors to you name it, right? And that whole word collaboration started coming into the picture then. And that's when we decided to go E3 collaboration. So we still have the E3, but we added the collaboration in there. And part of that is, my vision with bringing the insurance world and the wealth management world together.
Why is that important?
Why is that important, right? So, there's always these industry conferences that we go to, and it's either insurance or it's wealth management. There's never one that necessarily ties in both, right? And so that was kind of my whole vision coming into this year was how can I bring both sides? Now, NAIFA, has predominantly been an insurance organization, right? But they changed their name to National Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors. Well, where's that financial advisor piece been, right?
Yeah.
And so that's was the whole kind of start of that part of the brand. And here we are, right?
Yeah.
A whole year of planning and really kind of putting this together. And I think I reached out to you back in, what was it? January, February, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I feel like everyone's like the friends of, between, we'll say all the acronyms here. We have NAIFA and then MDRT and then WIFS. There's so many of us. And I know there's other organizations that people are a part of, but when I talk to people and what they're really looking for, something that's really energizing. And I feel like that's partly what was your vision.
Totally. And some of this comes from going to Future Proof, right?
Well, I wasn't going to bring Future Proof up, but I was like,
I'll bring it up because, I get a lot of ideas and it's a fun vibe, right? To be part of. And it's more relaxed and they bring in, talented speakers and just big companies. The panels are great. Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff, right? But again, there's no insurance piece in there, right?
I felt like I heard they were bringing in a lot more but I didn't hear insurance per se, but I heard it was a little bit bigger than just RIA AUM kind of introduction.
Yeah.
But again, I didn't hear
it's
insurance.
Still pretty strong on the RIA side, right?
Yeah.
That's the bulk of it. It's great. It's a great conference, but how can I bring the two together, give it that kind of future-proof vibe a little bit, right? And I'm trying to bring in that more relaxed, the education piece. We have quite a bit of different categories from insurance to wealth management to even reverse mortgages to
I saw that.
Employee benefits, 401k. I mean, you name it, it's all here and people can choose what they want to go to, right? There's a mixture of everything for anybody in this industry.
Well, and I had talked with Shane a little bit about legacy, but going from transitioning out to coming in, and for both sides of the coin, you and I are kind of like right in the middle of it all, seeing both. And the collaboration for me, most of my business is split business. And I know a lot of people making leaders conferences for different places in the insurance world, splitting business and just really maybe not always just niching down, but just being really strong in one area and working together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing new. Celebrities and athletes, they're always doing their thing, but they're doing maybe the branding, the commercial. And so we can collaborate in different ways and either make more money or mentor and do other things. And so you certainly have done that over the last 20 years with your leadership.
Yeah.
But the collaboration, I feel like that's
the tie.
Yeah.
So, it's that team approach, right? And you can't be jack of all trades, right? So bringing in people that I always say, build your team, right? A team of experts around you. You focus in on and stay kind of in your lane for the most part, and you be the quarterback, right? Yeah. And so I think that way of doing business is great. I watch a lot of financial advisors just on the wealth management side, right? And here comes that word fiduciary, right? The bad word there.
What does it really mean?
What is it, right? So it's interesting because that word never really came into play until like really the last few years, it seems.
Do you think it was more like around the Fisher investment?
Could be. I mean, I think there's a handful of different things for sure. Yeah.
This is where we're speaking to two different, maybe transitioning out, transitioning into the business, and you doing so much leadership that, really, how do we maybe do an E4 execution, little extra word there? How do we take these events like this one and really start implementing? Because I think that there's education, but what have you personally done that's helped you stay on top of coming in, getting educated, and then really putting it to work? I think with things like this, like events like this, the goal is to always walk away with 2 or 3 things that you could take back and implement, right? Yeah. Even at all the conferences I go to, that's what I try. I always try to find that 1 or 2, 3 things at most, right? That I can go back and implement in my own practice or business. Yep. Right. And so again, you're not going to take it all in and be able to just go back, right? I mean, my brain doesn't work that way. Some people's might, right? But just find a couple things and take it back and implement and share. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Pathways. Please consider giving us a like and subscribing to the channel. Your support goes a long way towards helping us bring you more compelling content. Remember, let's take action together. Now let's jump back into the conversation.
We just got done doing a Lily, which is our leadership. We just graduated 5 students today.
Well, we can actually talk about that. I don't know a lot about that. And I've been in the industry for quite a bit of time. So I think for the listeners that are here or listening, if they're legitimately here at the conference or are just listening for the first time, I think that's an important thing to share.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a program that was put together by Larry Lambert. He's a past national president, but also a past president of NAIFA California as well. And all the curriculum is really designed, all the books, the readings, the movies. It's a 6-month program.
Okay.
And 1 class a month. We get together for a full day.
Okay.
And we go through it's hard to explain, because it's like, there's so much you go through, but it's not your typical learning leadership style, like a Maxwell, conference that you go to or something like that.
But is it for new or established?
Either. All. I think there's different perspectives, right? So everybody in this class, the 5 that we just graduated, they're all 5 unique, different individuals.
Okay, cool.
And they all came together. You become very vulnerable in this class, right? And we break things down in the small pieces and, cry together, laugh together, have fun together. And that's what that program's all about. It's not about necessarily learning everything for yourself. It's learning what you can do for others too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Which leads me to a trick question, maybe a trick question for you. So if you were to pick between which is more important, success or significance?
Ooh. Ooh.
I think it's tricky because I want both. I don't know if I want to pick between that one.
That's a tough one, right?
After the Lily, it's like significance, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's tough. I think everybody wants to be successful, right? So success is always, but I'd rather be more significant, I think, for sure, and have more of an impact on a greater group, right?
So for potential takeaway, if you're hoping for this third event here, for the listener, if they're to take away something from you and NAIFA, but like say the conference, your episode here, what is something, an action item? And maybe you're already teaching it within NAIFA. Like you want someone to do this today, no excuses. What would you tell someone that just really needs to maybe have more significance or success? Any advice there?
I would say, from an advice standpoint would be, learn from others, right? The networking piece is probably really the biggest one, right? So this whole conference too is more than just the education. It's really getting to know your peers in the industry and other people, because that power of networking together, then that brings that collaboration together, right? Back in there, and everything just ties together. And you're going to, the learning labs and all that, you're going to learn there, but really where you learn is the friendships and the things that just those casual conversations, right? Get to know other people in the industry. So for me, NAIFA goes back to 2008 was when I first came in. I got into leadership in 2010. Long story short there, people like Shane, who you just interviewed back in 2010, he's really the guy that really kind of brought me in fully into NAIFA. And I've learned so much from him and so many other people, after him. Those are lifelong relationships that go deeper than just the business now, right?
Well, that's kind of a tagline that I use is say, take action today. So that's really kind of a reflection. If you're not making the contacts to then follow up after the fact, you'll stay where you're at. So I think that the networking, like you said, make it worth your time. Go outside of your, walk up to somebody that you don't know and follow up with them, because we have no excuses. We talked on LinkedIn and that's why we're here, because I don't know that we actually had a chance at any of the other events before.
No.
So there's really no excuses there.
Yeah, video. And so, I think how we connected, I saw that you were doing podcasts and I'm like, that's perfect. I need somebody to run this thing. Like, I'm just going to reach out, So I'm glad it worked out. And this is awesome.
No, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So excited that we could do this together. So thank you so much for being here. And we're live at E3.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
If you're not here, get here. All right.
See you next year.
All right.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Pathways E3, recorded at the NAIFA E3 conference in Newport Beach, California. Join us for more insightful conversations with the experts and leaders of their industries. Until next time, keep taking action on your unique